Good afternoon and welcome to the Business Relationships Matter Network, BRM Network. And today we're delighted to have Peter Ray of Boomerang Inc. up in the Philippines joining us today to give as the spotlight speaker. Peter has been a part of the BRM Network before, and he's giving this presentation for the first time online in-person network. He's a co-owner and brand ambassador for Boomerang Inc. He's a networking and connect. He's always on all the networking places I go to. I don't. He's passionate about helping businesses build their culture, and he's a very proud husband and dad. I love seeing some of his photographs he puts up there. And as I said, he's based in the Philippines.
Professionals get paid, pretenders get left behind. I just want to be clear on this. Networking can cover a whole host of different things. What I want to focus on is all about business networking. So it's about building real trust with the right people that drive business. Now, I've met some really great people and forged amazing relationships from my 4 years of networking with Boomerang. Before Boomerang, I was 32 years at sea. And I will say, none of those really outstanding friendships and relationships would have happened if I hadn't have been business networking with Boomerang. Okay? So what I'd like to do is just talk about four basic areas. Genuine is better than polished, clarity and purpose, the right people, trust achieved. So, question mark. Genuine is always better than polished. When I started my networking journey with Boomerang 3.5 years ago, I was absolutely awful. I invested in the company 4 months later. Dean said, come and be a brand ambassador, show up in network groups, talk about Boomerang, invite people in, see if they want to become clients. And I was gung-ho. I wanted to make a big difference straight away. I wanted to get in those networking groups. I wanted to represent Boomerang. It was awful. I was not having a good time. I don't think people are having good times with me in the network groups. A very clever man, his name's Steve Sandel. He took me aside about 2 months in and said, Pete, do you know where you're going wrong? I said, no. He goes, you're trying to show up representing the company. Don't represent the company. Show up as yourself. Be the kind, consistent, fair, trusting person that you are, and which I hope I am. And then by extension, as an owner of the company, people will think the same of Boomerang. And that was a huge, big wake-up call for me. And from that moment forward, I started enjoying networking. I wasn't hiding behind anything. I was being me, showing up as me. The second one there is about being vulnerable. And now I'm about 6 months into my networking journey. And it's going well, but I'm not making a lot of connections. I'm not really connecting with people in a room or having lots of one-to-ones. People aren't really interested in me. And that's because I wasn't giving them me. I wasn't showing them who I am. I had a networking group, a presentation to give very much of this. And I decided to throw out what I was originally going to do and then start talking about some of the things that had been tough in my life and how I'd overcome them. And it perked people's ear up. People are willing to pay attention when you talk about this kind of stuff. By opening myself up and being vulnerable, after that networking session, everybody wanted to have a chat, to talk with them. I became a human being, not a person on a screen. And third and finally, after 3.5 years into it, I hope it keeps happening, make mistakes. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. I'm here presenting about networking. If I wasn't here doing it, somebody else might be doing it. And their message, well, may not be as good as mine. So I'm going to get up here, be prepared to make mistakes. Being these things makes you a human being to people. Showing up as a human builds trust. So when was the last time you showed up as yourself completely? Clarity and purpose. This isn't really in a networking group now. This is more on your one-to-ones. You've had a wonderful networking group session. Now you're going to start going where the magic is. Having 30, 45-minute, 1-hour conversations with people one-on-one. Okay? And most people go into this with a lot of hope it goes well and no purpose. So first of all, ask yourself the question, what's the point of this one-to-one? Am I talking offshoring for business? Am I talking about how I can help their business, how I can connect them with people? Check your calendar. People book through your calendar. Do you just have one way people can book with you? Is that not giving them the opportunity to let them know how they want to talk with you? My calendar has an offshoring discussion, and it's got some questions about offshoring. When people come in to talk to me when they book with me that way, we're talking about offshoring. Or you can book a virtual coffee. And once again, it's got anything you'd like to discuss in there. And now you're coming in and we're going to have a virtual coffee. This isn't about offshoring and how my business can serve you. This is now an opportunity for me to say, how can I serve you with my network? Okay? And then, what do you want to achieve? What is the meeting? What is that meeting all about? And I cover that right at the very beginning. Lead in with it. Hi, great, Naileen. It's wonderful to meet you again. I hope you're doing well. It's been 6 months since we've talked. How are things going for you? How have things changed? And who do I know in my network I can introduce you to? Set the tone of what you want to achieve. Get a pen and paper handy. Make notes. If you ask a question, listen. Don't be prepared to answer. Listen to what they've got to say. Achieve it. Now, by achieving it, I don't just mean achieve what you want to in that one-to-one. If Narelle is saying to me, I'd love to meet this person, I'd love to meet this person, if I can think of people in my network who fulfill her requirements, make the introduction, guys. Give me a second, Narelle. I'm going to jump on LinkedIn. I'm going to jump on WhatsApp. I'm going to jump on Messenger because it's a Facebook group where I know you all. I'm going to make that introduction happen right now for you. Why do tomorrow what you can do today? Think back to your last one-to-one. Did you guide the conversation or did it drift? The right people. Stop trying to win everyone because most people are not your audience. Now, once again, I'm going to switch back. This is about business. This is about people who want to talk to me about what I offer. And that's okay. We're allowed to do that, everyone. We are a business. I do personal networking. I do business networking. It's always about quality over quantity. Throw your shotgun away, grab the sniper rifle. Start connecting with the quality people. They don't have to be clients. They could be connectors. That's where a cross, not just up and down, comes in. Work sideways. I connect a lot with other people in my BPO industry. Some of them niche right into markets, some of them don't. You want to be with Power Connectors. I had a wonderful conversation with Sloan. Sloan and I are getting used to knowing each other because Sloan does a lot of networking and has clients in the financial space. where he coaches them how to do better. And people who are doing better generally want to scale their business, whereas I could step in and help them do that. It's okay to leave. Everybody's on their own journey. Your business will evolve. Your business will grow. I'm no longer networking with the sort of smaller businesses I was 3.5 years ago. I'm still in contact with them and we still get on great, but my business has moved on to medium-sized enterprises. A very, very clever guy, and it's that Steve Sandor again. He said to me, if you're the smartest person in the room, you might want to think about leaving. Ask for the business. Be specific on what you're looking for. I networked with a guy, I met a guy at the BNI National Conference. His name's Rob Bouquet, he calls himself Rob Bucket. And we had a 1-hour fantastic conversation. He's a branding expert. He had a huge, big marketing agency. Then he scaled it right the way down because he's, moving into retirement, but being happy doing what he's doing. He's only got 5 clients. He's looking for a 6th client. We talked all about him. It's businesses that are at 20 to 50 people, not too worried about the industry. Online or e-commerce is excellent. He wants business that are just ready to launch themselves off to the next level, wanting to revitalize themselves. They don't need a marketing CFO or fractional CFO. They just need someone to step in and refresh them, like a painter refreshing the paintwork and everything. And I had a great chat with him and learned all about this. And right at the very end, we've only got 2 minutes left. He went, "Oh, Pete, I've hogged the limelight. We need to have a conversation again." And I said, "I'd love to have a conversation because we're really connected. But if you're going to ask me who you can connect me with, I've got the answer for you." And he went, "Hey, who can I connect you with?" And I looked straight in the camera and said, "Your clients, Robert." Because his clients are exactly the kind of people I want to meet. And Robert went, "Yeah, right." I'm meeting one of his clients with Robert on the call next week because I was very specific, gave him the option for the next step, asked for the referral on that call with him, and he went and made it happen, and he'll be on the next call making that happen. Butterfly, that didn't go to plan. I made a mistake. Thank you very much indeed. That was supposed to say questions or comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Peter. I'll